In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 most important things that I believe turn you from a boy to a man. Starting off with personal responsibility. Becoming a man is understanding that no one is coming to save you. You have 100% control of your life, and you need to take complete responsibility for it. Because if you blame other things for the way your life is, then that takes it out of your hands. You are unable to change the outcomes because you're being victimized from this thing outside of your control that you are blaming for your life. So the only real way, no matter how terrible your life is, or how difficult, or how actually unfair it is, no matter how dire your life situation is, the only way to really change it is taking 100% responsibility for it. You have no other option. So you may as well take responsibility for everything, and that puts all the power in your hands to build the most amazing life you can. Without taking responsibility, you are literally powerless to change your life. And so that is probably the most powerful part of becoming a man, is taking full responsibility, because no one's going to save your life. No one's going to make your life amazing. It has to be completely down and up to you. The second step to manhood is to expand your consciousness. And what I mean by that is you actively make an effort to understand other people's perspectives, to educate yourself on the world or whatever is of interest to you. You don't have to be an expert in everything, but you must be actively educating yourself to deepen your understanding about how the world works, how people work, without making an active effort to increase your consciousness and increase your perspective. It's extremely difficult to see from other people's points of view without literally having the same experience. So you kind of need to have these experiences which only really come with age, which is why becoming a man is not a quick and easy process, and it's not meant to be. You probably can't even conceive of how much stuff you have completely wrong currently. Every year of your life, if you're doing your life right and you're really pushing yourself and you're expanding your knowledge and your understanding and your consciousness, you're going to be constantly baffled by how wrong you were and how, you just know nothing. It's that paradox. The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. The third step is strength, physical and emotional strength. And I'd argue emotional strength is even more important, especially if you were to put discipline into emotional strength. Doing the hard work and the difficult things despite how it affects your emotional state, despite how boring and difficult, your ability to handle your emotions and do the tasks that you have to do as a man, despite what your emotions say, that's real strength. Physical strength is definitely important too, and I believe you build emotional strength in pursuit of physical strength. Spending hours and hours in the gym when you don't feel like it, all the times that you do it without consulting your emotions every time. I think physical strength is obviously also important in the context of protecting your partner or in a scary situation. It's important to be physically capable, but I think most of the time it's the emotional strength that is so important. In a relationship, you need to be the emotional rock. You need to be, as a man, able to make a clear, logical decision, no matter how serious or scary the situation is. Because women are such beautiful, sensitive creatures. Women are like the ocean, sometimes calm and beautiful, and other times tumultuous and wavy and crazy. And you need to be the emotional rock, the lighthouse in that analogy. You need to be able to be making decisions no matter how serious the storm is, no matter how bad the situation is. So a good example would be, I went with my girlfriend to Thailand and we rented out some kayaks to kayak over to these islands. That was about a 15-20 minute kayak, and we went there, and then on the way back it started raining and it was starting to get dark as well, and my girlfriend's quite afraid of the water, of the sea. So she started to panic a bit. We were making our way back, pretty much only just set off, and she's really starting to panic, like paddling just on one side, like trying to wave down boats, hoping to be rescued by the local people. And we have no wallets or anything, any way to pay them, and it would just be an absolute ball ache if we did. And it was raining, and then she was worried about the waves, so we kayaked over to the first little bit, like kind of like 1/3 of the way there, sat there under the rain, calmed her down, and she's still getting quite worried and anxious, but in the end it was fine. We kayaked all the way back. I just said, I'm gonna get us home. There's no way we're not getting home. We're gonna be fine. But how would that have played out differently if I'd panicked as well and I'd sort of gone, oh my God, we're not safe, and if you can't keep a calm head in a situation which requires you to think calmly and rationally and just get through it, who knows what could happen. As a man, you need to be that one who can make clear, logical decisions despite whatever circumstance you're in. To touch further on emotional strength, I was a particularly tantrum-ridden sort of 10 to 13-year-old. I'm very competitive, and I used to have the most enormous tantrums, and I feel like a lot of men have this rage within them, and part of becoming a man is taming this rage. I used to just break everything. I couldn't, any game I lost, I'd break tennis rackets, I'd just go nuts. And every year of my life so far has been a dampening of my emotional response. It's absolutely a skill. As you get older, you become better and better at first recognizing when it's not the end of the world and there's no need to be so angry. And then secondly, just being able to calm things down and not take things to the absolute 10th degree. There really is nothing masculine about getting really aggressive and really angry and getting all, people consider that macho, when in reality that's very, feminine, childish behaviour. There's no reason to lose your temper. Part of becoming a man is being able to temper your temper and never let emotions and things dictate your life in such a volatile way. So the fourth step to becoming a man is integrity. And what I mean more specifically is being a man of your word. Being a man of your word has got to be one of the most important things, and it's probably one of the most unattractive things to a woman if you were to be disingenuous and not a man of your word. I don't think it's anything that could make them less attracted to you than you saying you're going to do all this stuff and then never doing it. There's a reason it's a phrase, a man of your word, because that is a really important thing about being a man. You need to, whenever you say you're going to do it, you do it. That is what being a man is. And then the second thing is telling the truth. It takes a real man to tell the truth, because it almost always requires some level of confrontation. It's so much easier to not tell the truth, especially little white lies here and there. It is almost always avoiding confrontation to try not to hurt someone's feelings. And I'm not saying be a fucking arsehole just for the sake of telling people. You don't have to tell everyone everything that's in your mind or what you're thinking or every bit of negative feedback. There's a difference between lying and withholding negative remarks that are not necessary or helpful to that person. And I think a real man tells the truth as often as he possibly can. The fifth and final thing that I think really makes someone a man is having a purpose, or having at least a goal, a direction, a plan. You need to be after something. I can't really think of a more masculine trait than having direction, something to chase after, to be able to lead, to have a vision and a purpose. Without a vision and a purpose, you're pretty much Peter Pan with the Lost Boys. You're a boy still. All you're doing is, indulging and floating around in the world without really getting after something. You have to be after something to be a man. A boy will just float around, take no responsibility, just, drift here and there, float around. It's not masculine. What really is masculine is having a goal, having a mission, something to chase after, something to succeed at. That's what really makes a man. So if you like the video, like the video. If there's something else that you think makes a man that I didn't mention, put that in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about that. If you like this video, check out this other video I made. Like, subscribe, etc. See you next week. Cheers.